Hey guys, Spider here. Venom. Let's talk about Venom. I just got back from seeing Venom. Venom. You're gonna hear that name a lot. Slash word, slash thing. This movie is a ton better than I expected it to be. Um, hold on, what the heck? Sorry about that. But, yeah, this movie was a lot better than I expected it to be. Mainly Tom Hardy. Mainly. What did I mean by mainly? Tom Hardy showed the perfect, or the exact representation of Eddie Brock that I wanted. And I think this movie is fantastic. Oh, I'm sorry, movie critics. I find it, or sorry, people, that I think it's, not you guys, but just people that think it's bad. And don't agree with my opinion because they think I'm trying to state a fact even though it's my opinion. I'm sorry, people. It's my opinion. I'm sorry the movie's not good to you because Spider-Man's not in it and because it's not a masterpiece like frickin' Infinity War. It's a masterpiece on its own. Venom was portrayed exactly how I wanted it to be. Like, Venom looked, sounded, talked, and acted exactly like how Venom should. Like, the way he, like, there's this, one scene, Eddie and this one person are in the woods, and he's talking to them, and he's like, "Can't be here. This is dangerous." And then he he's trying to tell them to go away, and then Venom comes out and then tells them to go away. But the way he says it is he's like, "No, you can't be here." And then he gets way taller. I'm actually wearing the perfect shirt for the occasion. I actually wore this to go see it because, but my older brother drew this on here. It actually connects from the under armpits all the way to the back. But anyway, this movie, oh my freaking god. Michelle Williams as Anne Weying she was pretty good. I don't know what people are talking about, but the whole Tom Hardy and Eddie Brock and Anne Weying not really having any chemistry at all. I felt like they actually had pretty good chemistry. The way it's how do I explain this? They actually had pretty good chemistry. The movie starts off with I'm gonna have a couple spoilers in this movie. This actually is going to be a spoilered thing. Actually, skip to this time code right here. If you don't want any spoilers, you've been warned. 3, 2, 1. Boom. So the movie starts off with the space shuttle crashing down, and it crashes down and hits the ground. It's coming down. It's on fire and it's just crashing through the ground and trees and stuff. And then these ambulances rush in, and they are getting back the tube things with the symbiotes in them. They get down one, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, there's still an astronaut alive." So they go over there, and the reason why it crashed was because they said a symbiote got out of containment and came and bonded with one of the astronauts, and it bonded with the astronauts, and apparently J. Jonah Jameson exists in this universe because his son John Jameson exists. They crash down, and if you remember from Spider-Man 2, my son, the astronaut, they crash down. They are like, "Oh, there's still one astronaut alive." So they go over there, and they're like, "Oh, he's still alive. I still feel a pulse," or something like that. And he's jiggling around, and then the symbiote pops out and attaches with someone else, and then she stands up. Or no, I remember. He's laying there, and they get him on a stretcher, and they put him inside the ambulance, and they're driving down the road, and they're speeding down, and then you see the person sitting there, like I guess it's a surgeon or something, and you see Jameson just go, and he just sits up, and he goes over to the woman and attacks her, and the symbiote transfers from him to her, and then the ambulance, like, just, so here's the ambulance driving. Here, let me see if I can get a good representation of something like that. Let's get my TIE fighter. So the ambulance is driving like this, right? And then and it's just crashing down and going down the road. I just wasted time by doing that. The ambulance crashes down, lands on the ground, and then you see these dents get punched into the wall of, or the ceiling of the ambulance. It's like boom, and it opens up, and the woman's stepping out, and she's just walking down the road, and you can tell she's affected by the symbiote because, like, it cuts to a shot of her left leg, and you can see like a bone sticking out, and it's like, instead of her leg being like this, here, hold on, instead of her leg being like this, it's more that way, and the bone is just kind of like jutting out like that, and her leg is going like that, and the bone's kind of sticking out even more. Then you see the symbiote crawl on it, and it just kind of like heals up her skin. And then we cut to Eddie Brock and Anne Wang having a little pillow fight kind of thing. Eddie's laying down in his bed, and Anne Wang is also laying down in his bed. And they get, or their bed, their apartment, and they get up, and she's like, "Come on, wake up!" Just smacks him with a pillow. I'll use my pillow. I found it. So she's like, "Come on, wake up!" Smacks him in the face, and he's like, "Okay, I'm awake." And he throws it at her, and then she throws it back in. Anyways, that actually was a good representation of showing that I don't really know. Okay, whatever. Done talking about spoilers or whatever. I'm not gonna spoil like everything. I'm just spoiling just a little bit, just how the movie starts off, even though I just wasted time by doing that. Anyway, let's talk about the things I like. Venom, obviously. Venom and Riot's designs. Venom looks really awesome. I love, in substitute for the white the spider logo, they do like little white veins, because obviously he hasn't bonded with Spider-Man yet. I do believe that he's going to go into the MCU. They're going to have to, because I wanted to. I'm just kidding. But, I love his design. He's very tall. He's like at least 8.5 feet tall. He's perfect. His voice, perfect. A lot better than the trailers. And Tom Hardy actually provided the voice for Venom. The way he talks, perfect. The way he talks, sounds, and acts, perfect. Everything about Venom's character was perfect. And Riot's design. I love how he doesn't really have that like more dome-ish kind of potato head shaped head. And it's more of like a narrow kind of thing. Instead of his head being like this, it's more of like this, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it, but he has a very more narrow face. And I love how he's making like a ball and chain with his hand, a big blade, and he does like this thing you've seen from the trailer. In the movie, he looks at his arm, it's like turns into a big blade, like a prototype thing, like Alex Mercer. And then his other hand, he's like boom, and just kills everyone in the Life Foundation thing when they're about to launch off like a spaceship. The acting was actually pretty solid. It was actually really good. How do I explain this? The acting was actually really good. Eddie Brock's and Anne Wang's chemistry, actually, they had pretty good chemistry. The plot, pretty good. Tom Hardy did say his favorite 40 minutes of the movie was cut out. That didn't really seem to affect the movie for me. Well, I haven't seen the 40 minutes, so I don't really know. Hold on, my eye is really weird. Still, even without that 40 minutes, even though I've never seen it, this movie turned out really good. It's a lot better than expected. talking about the things I don't like. I don't like how they're... Spoiler. This is what I meant by... When I was talking about how Venom was talking to... or Eddie was talking to someone in the woods, telling them to leave. That was actually Anne Wang. And Eddie gets separated from the symbiote. And he's brought out into the woods to get killed from Carlton Drake's men. And he's brought out there to be killed, separated from the symbiote. And then we cut to the hospital where the symbiote is. They take away the symbiote from Eddie from the MRI machine. Dan, who is Anne Wang's new boyfriend, they put him into the MRI thing. Not for the first time, the second time. And he's like shaking up a bunch, and you see like the like hallucination thing that he's like moving around. He's like this, and you see the stuff like jumping off his face from the Venom thing because being, well, hurt from all the vibration. And then you see the Venom symbiote like come out of him and just bounce onto the wall, and they shut the door. And then you see it crawl into the vent while Dan and Anne aren't looking. Whatever. It crawls into the vent. They're like, where the heck did it go? And then it comes out another vent, and there's a little puppy. Puppy was shown before the movie, and it bonds with the puppy. I'm like, no, don't kill the puppy. It was so adorable, his little fluffy face. Anyways, it's walking down the hall, and Anne sees it across the hall, and the puppy is just looking at her. And there's this little thing it does with the eyes. Remember in the trailer where he's like, I have been taken, and you see like black go over his eyes? They do that with the movie, except they go white instead. And the puppy's looking at her, and its eyes flash white, and then it cuts to the woods, and he's like, you don't want to do this or something like that. I can't remember. I think I'm mixing up two scenes. But then in the woods, he's like holding up his hands, and then one of Carlton Drake's men gets taken out by a symbiote tendril, and he's like, karma's up, and the symbiote that saved them turns out to be Anne Wang wearing the Venom symbiote, being She-Venom. That was a little stupid, because the Venom symbiote has bonded to other people, killing them because they didn't fit him. Like, he wanted someone to bond with that had a lot of anger and stuff like that. I'm guessing he was angry because of Riot or something. Then he bonded with Eddie, was perfect because he had a lot of anger from being fired from his job, getting his girlfriend fired, and being broken up from his girlfriend, and his girlfriend having a new boyfriend, and she's not wanting to do anything to do with him. She's not wanting to do anything to do with him. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean, though. And then Venom bonds with him, and it's a perfect match. And then Venom bonds with Michelle, or not Michelle, that's the actress, with Anne Wang. Doesn't make any sense because she's not angry at anybody really, or she doesn't fit at all. But it was just a cool homage for people to just go, oh my gosh, you Venom. There's a container with a yellow symbiote in it, and while it's crawling, it's about to go onto like a bunny, and it bonds with it before killing it. But it's a yellow symbiote, and while it's crawling, you can see black and red. What symbiote is yellow, black, and red from the Life Foundation? Scream. And I was like, boom, dude, they're gonna use Riot and Scream against Venom. That's gonna be awesome. They never did. They really had a missed opportunity to use Scream. It was really sad for me because I love the character Scream just because she looks cool. I like the yellow, black, and red. It's just really cool looking. But yeah, that's basically all the things I don't like. The Act 1 was really good. Act 2 was really awesome. The apartment scene, the scene where he's like, you don't want to do this, trust me. Mask, copy. He's like, okay, have it your way. Mask, copy, and it goes over his face like, what the is that thing? And then it's like the script was actually pretty good. I don't know how people are saying it's pretty weak. Just people are expecting movies to turn out how they're wanting it to be. Nowadays, it's just like they make up a rumor and they're like, oh, because Spider-Man's going to be in the movie, Carnage is going to be in the movies, plus all the other symbiotes and Venom. And then it doesn't turn out that way, and they're like, oh, this movie sucks. All right, Rotten Tomatoes 31 out of 100. It's retarded. But yeah, if I were to give this movie a score, I'd say 9.4 out of 10. Fantastic movie. Can't wait to see it again when it comes out on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever, just the extended version to see that 40 minutes that were cut. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, whatever. I highly recommend this movie. If you have the money, go watch the movie. Pretty sure you'll have a good time watching it. Don't believe what critics are saying. I think if you want to see Venom be Venom, watch this movie. If you want to enjoy a good movie that has a very amazing soundtrack, Ludwig, whatever his name is, that made the soundtrack, freaking awesome. The freaking, like, everything about the movie was fantastic, well, except for the stuff I didn't like. Other than all that stuff I didn't like, the movie was fantastic and perfect. The Venom was portrayed perfectly. Eddie was portrayed perfectly. The way how Venom was talking in his head, the way he was acting, he wasn't like Peter Parker, like, this is something else. And he was wearing the black suit, he was like, this is kind of perfect. He responded exactly how he should. He was freaking out. He had no idea what the heck was happening to him. And he was insane, sort of. But yeah, I highly recommend this movie. Like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever you want to do. I don't really care. And, peace.